It's late. The kind of late where shadows stretch a little too far and silence feels just a little bit too heavy. Perfect time to talk about the Kuntilanak, or also known as the Pontianak. She was a woman once, died during childbirth, but she didn't stay buried. Now, she walks, dressed in white or blood red, with long black hair and a smile that never reaches her eyes. They say she lures men in with beauty and leaves behind only screams and torn bodies. You smell frangipani in the air? Hear high laughter in the dark? That's not the wind, my friend. That's her. And for tonight, we are opening the door to one of Southeast Asia's most chilling legends. The Kuntilanak is waiting. We're discussing the topic of the Kuntilanak or the Pontianak.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's two names for the same thing.
Yeah.
And they stem from the same place.
Okay.
So some people call it a Pontianak, some people call it Kuntilanak.
Okay.
It's weird. But it's cool. It's a very fucking interesting thing.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, Nat. I don't know what you've got in store for us, but I've certainly got maybe about 3 chilling stories that you can hear.
I'm interested.
One from there's 2 from one person.
Okay.
And one from another, which is a widely known story.
So before we delve into the Pontianak or the Kuntilanak, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like this particular entity that has been seen is very similar to the lady in white or the La Llorona.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So the spirit, it's a vengeful spirit, similar attributes to this particular, but it's just different part of the world. What is the fascination with like these entities, or specifically like ghosts being like really scary when they're dressed in white, or they're like beautiful women? Is it like stereotypical ghosts, or do you think that these actually exist?
I don't think white is specific to the ghost itself.
Yeah.
It's often depicted as a ghost because white is probably the brightest thing on the spectrum that we can see.
Yeah.
Hence why it would take a white form.
Okay.
If we could see, because we are trichromatic in our visuals.
Okay.
And there are certain animals that are, I don't know if it's called quadchromatic.
Okay. So certain animals
so they
can
have
see.
They have 4 different spectrums of light that they can absorb.
Okay.
Right? And they see in a more diverse color range than what we do.
Okay.
And for us, it might be white, but for them, it might be off pink.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it might be a baby blue.
Yeah, but what's the idea of having this ghost dressed in white? Is there anything that
if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, in the case of the La Llorona, I have no idea why the fuck she was wearing white.
Yeah.
I guess if you look at it in this aspect, white might be a very popular colored fabric.
Okay.
I don't know about you. There's a lot of white clothes out there.
Yeah. But can I think the idea of, can I give you my side of things?
Yeah, please hit me.
So there's a lot of cultures that have white, especially what a lady, like a woman, wears, right? Mm-hmm. So what is one white dress a woman wears at
a wedding dress?
A wedding dress, right? Now in Spain and stuff like that, when a girl, reaches maturity,
quinceañera.
Yes, absolutely, and they wear white. They are
white is a form of purity.
Exactly, and also, if many people in the Western world might not know this, but in the Indian culture, if a husband dies, the wife has to wear white. So a widow has to wear white.
Yep.
So she'll be wearing a white sari all the time till her last breath.
Mm-hmm.
That's her sari. That's going to be her attire. And this is maybe 20-30 years ago. It doesn't happen as much now, but again, it's losing your husband is where a widow will wear white as well. So
when a baby being christened, it's in a white.
It's in a white thing. So a white dress is significant in a lot of aspects, you know, where women whose husbands cheat on them and they're married, and so they would want to, like, the every time they see their wedding dress, they might, you know, feel anguish and feel vengeance, you know, stuff like that. So is it that these ladies, depending on circumstances, you know, if they were, you know, live with cheating partners, or like their husbands died in a thing, so some of these spirits might be in like a wedding gown, for example, whereas the others might be in a widow's outfit. You know, so I think that's where the white dress comes from. So it's not stereotypical. I think it's more to do with the significance of the white dress.
You don't hear about a lot of
Yeah.
or male, like, cryptids, ghosts,
Right.
entities, beings, all that sort of stuff,
Right.
in white, unless it's angelic.
Yeah. Yeah. But why is that?
That's exactly what I want to know. Like, that's a strange. It's just a strange thing that occurs. What would you think? Like,
I think with spirits specifically, right? This is my understanding. I'm no demonologist or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like in terms of like spirits, where spirits are concerned, basically, right? I think they associate to women mostly is because, you know, the attributes of a woman. They're more emotional. You know, they might be more creepy when it's like, you know, emotional distress and it's more romantic as well in a way. Like, I feel like if a woman dies of heartbreak and a spirit is haunting, it's not just a haunting, but it's a romantic, it's a heartbreaking concept. So people are driven to that aspect more. So I think more of the female entities are highlighted, whereas male entities would be highlighted in like legends such as the Mothman or the Dogman, or, you know, stuff like that, where it's more like monstrous and not something that has grace and lures you in. So there's no
men aren't trying to
lure you in. Exactly. So I think there's more,
and it's funny because when you're living, it's inverse, right?
yeah. I think Hollywood makes it like makes it that way as well. Like, it fantasizes more to do with like tragic stories where women are hurt in terms of that. So I think that's what it is. I think it's more to do with like the romanticizing of a female spirit. But other than that, you know what, my take on the Kuntilanak and getting on to what we're going to talk about tonight is basically a spirit specifically known in the Indonesian culture and the Malaysian culture. It's a very famous South Asian urban legend with roots in Malay and Indonesian folklore. It is typically depicted as a vengeful female spirit associated with tragic death during pregnancy or childbirth. So I think even in the olden days, right, I feel that's what women would wear. It's like their white gowns while childbirth, or so on and so forth. So I think the white does significant. It does play significance in stories like this. Before we get into your stories, Josh,
yes, sir.
Let's talk about how this spirit appears to people. The Kuntilanak is described as a very beautiful woman with a long black hair, pale skin, and dressed in white dress, often blood-stained. Now, however, her beauty is deceiving. When she attacks, her face becomes horrific and grotesque. So, for this episode, we're just gonna call her Kuntilanak. Now, in terms of how the Kuntilanak basically appears to people, so they're known to, like in your introduction as well, you did mention that they're known to seduce men before killing them. And this is very similar to the woman in white, the attributes of it.
La
Llorona, yeah. And now the second behavior is basically and I will talk to you about this as well, where an Indian folklore talks about this as well, but they tend to haunt banana trees, especially at night. Now, in India, they call it the banyan tree, right? It's one of the biggest branched out trees.
They're
huge. Their trunks are huge, but the branching out also, it's like a canopy. It's like a massive canopy. So even in India, they've got folklores of these spirits, basically, and that's why they'll tell people in India, like, never go to under a banyan tree in the night, because you could be haunted by this spirit.
Mum used to say the same thing to me. I remember that shit.
Exactly.
I used to be like, ghosts?
Yeah. But anyway, so she haunts by banana trees, especially at night. So any of our listeners, not a good idea.
Yeah,
To go
exactly.
out
Stay
there.
away.
Get your bananas in the morning.
Yeah, 100%. They can wait.
Yeah.
You ain't a gorilla. Chill.
Yeah, exactly. Now, makes a distinctive baby's cry or a feminine laughter.
Mm-hmm.
If the sound is soft, it means she's near. If it's loud, which means she's far away. So it's basically this act is more like a deceptive trick that the Kuntilanak does in terms of luring her victims.
Spooky bitch.
Yeah. Now, she also is known to ride the wind and kills by clawing at the stomach or sucking out organs. So that's what the Kuntilanak is known to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's basically how
this is what she does.
She does. Yeah, that's her behavior.
This is her MO.
That's her MO. Yeah. Now, the origin is important. So the basic idea of Kuntilanak is said to be a spirit of a woman who died during childbirth or was wronged by a man. In most cases, that's the case.
And just for the listeners, because this confused the living shit out of me too. But it's not just one woman; it's any woman.
Any woman, yeah. So, in terms of having this particular legend that we're talking about, Josh, what have you got for us?
The first two of the three stories that I have, come from one person.
Okay.
All right, and this was found on a Reddit page. There are two encounters that I had with a Pontianak. I was an NS policeman back in 1989. I was posted to ECP police post. During one of the night shifts, together with one regular and two other PNS, we went on a patrol in a police jeep. It was around 3 to 4 a.m. and it had been drizzling the whole night. We were driving along the bicycle path just after the notorious yellow lighthouse when the regular stopped the jeep. In front of us there was a fallen tree trunk. We were told to move the tree trunk aside as it was blocking our path. All of us got out of the jeep. I went to the bottom part of the trunk to lift it while my teammates tried to lift it from the top. As we were lifting the trunk, my teammate screamed and dropped the trunk. I heard some rustling in the leaves from a nearby tree branch. My regular shouted at me to hurriedly get back in the jeep. Once we were all aboard, the regular did a speedy reverse and sped off from there and into ECP Expressway. I'm Chinese, but I do understand a bit of Malay back then. The regular and the two other PNS are Malays, and they were speaking in their language. I can sense the seriousness, fear, and tension in their voices. I asked the regular, Amaza 3634, what had happened, and since I'm part of the team, I should be kept in the loop. Hamza told me that he and the other two PNS were lifting the trunk, and a Pontianak emerged from the fallen tree and jumped up into a nearby tree. They saw it with their own eyes. I had to admit that at that moment I heard the rustling of tree leaves. The hair on my back stood up. This was my first encounter with the supernatural, and it won't be my last. So that was the first story.
And it comes from a police officer too. So
yeah.
And the crazy shit, I believe, if anyone's gonna experience it, it's these officers,
the
right?
poor police officers, bro. They have to deal with so much shit.
Yeah, shit.
All right, because there's a lot of these. When I say a lot of these, the three that I have all stem from police.
Okay, that's good. That makes it more authentic, I guess, right?
Yeah. How did you feel about that?
Creepy.
Yeah. Right.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Imagine we went out into the middle of the fucking woods. Which
just imagine if you and me were like police officers, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine.
just
okay,
boys.
we're driving now.
Yeah.
We're driving.
Yeah.
And Officer Josh, you're sitting next to me. Okay, and we're driving on this fucking lonely as Indonesian Malaysian road or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, Officer Josh.
Nah, what's going on?
Can you slow down, a little? Because I think I saw someone on the side of the road.
What?
Yeah,
there was no one there. I didn't see anyone.
No. I'm pretty sure I saw someone on the side of the road. Maybe they need help. I think we need to stop.
All right, bet. Slow down. All right, I'm on it.
No, you can't slow down.
Oh,
you can't
wait,
slow down.
why?
You gotta brake.
Oh fuck! All right, shit. Done.
Okay. Okay. I think could
How
you?
far back?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I seriously saw like a lady. I'm pretty sure it was a lady.
Motherfucker, I was speeding. Tell me how far back.
I think it would be like maybe a half a kilometer or something. Can we reverse back?
Nah, I'll do a Yui. I'll chuck a Yui.
Let's do a Yui.
All right, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me grab the whatever, the handle of the roof. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you're very bad at driving.
Yeah. No, we could actually fall off this cliff and die.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, cool. All right. So reversing.
Okay.
All right,
this is the first
we're
time
back.
I'm feeling anxious. I don't know if it's like.
This is not supernatural. This is just me driving.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry. I don't know how I got my license.
Yeah, I was talking
I'm pretty
about your
sure I
driving,
found it.
not about the.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
the lady.
Anyway, let's go find this. Let's go find this woman on the side of the road. That's a bit sus.
Right.
All right.
Okay. There she is. Can you see her on the left side?
Motherfucker, who? See what, Nat?
There's a lady. Wait a second. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get out of the car. Like I have to get out.
Brother, if you're seeing someone and there's no one there, because I promise you there's no one there, don't set foot out of this fucking car.
Are you fucking blind or what, Officer Josh?
Nah, brother. Nah, don't set foot out of this car.
I don't know.
Officer Nat, I will have
I'm getting out. I'm getting out of the car.
Brother, nah.
I am.
Where the fuck is he going?
Excuse me, miss? Excuse me, miss? Do you... I'm Officer Nat. Do you need help?
Fucking gone. Nat's dead, everybody. Motherfucker did.
That's what would happen if you were...
That's 100% what would happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bitch. And you will investigate. I know the fucking investigator in you. I could not deal with that.
Yeah.
Not for 1 second. I'll be like, you know what, my brother? That's on you.
Yeah.
I told you. I warned you. I'm off.
Yeah. So I think that's what would happen.
Yeah,
it's pretty
100%.
creepy. I think that's pretty
still
creepy.
pretty fucking creepy.
I mean, like I wish, like sometimes I like when I was like younger, I would always love to be like a patrol officer in the middle of the night. But like the things that you would see would be incredible.
Fucking nothing worse.
Yeah. And so you said all the 3 stories are police officer stories, right?
Because two of them are from the same officer.
Cool. Okay.
And the other one.
Let's hear the second one.
Second one?
Yeah.
All right. This second story, coming your way, is again by the same police officer on the same post.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was on the same post, in the same comment section, right?
Yeah.
And it goes something like, I eventually ROD and signed on as a regular. During the training at PA and during the course of my career, I have encountered things or events that cannot be explained by science. This incident happened in 1990, after I had graduated from PA, posted to FDiv, and was attached to my FTO. I was doing FRC FR30. It was a night shift and was about 4 a.m. Usually around this timing, when all is quiet, we also take our breaks, aka naps. My FTO drove the patrol car while I was updating the patrol log sheet. We were heading deep inside Seletar Reservoir for our rest, air quotes. My FTO suddenly stopped the patrol car, got out, and seemed to be conducting a spot check. He actually took out his walkie-talkie set and radioed our Div Ops room to screen a person. I was in a state of shock, as I was in the front passenger seat, and what is happening I can see directly and clearly. I can see no one except for my FTO. After a couple of minutes, he got back into the patrol car and started to F me for not getting out of the patrol car to assist him on the spot check. I said, "Brother, there's no one out there except you. You were like talking to yourself." At that moment, someone or something jumped onto the roof of our patrol car and started scratching it. The scratching sound is like someone scratching on the classroom blackboard. Our goosebumps stood up and my FTO floored the accelerator and we sped out of there. We reached the patrol station and we both got out of the patrol car. On top of the patrol car were 5 lines of deep scratches. We agreed not to mention this to the transport sergeant or any of our team policing teammates, as our encounter is too incredible to be believed, and also that we will probably be the target of jokes for the next couple of weeks from them. We ended up coming up with a cock and bull story to the transport sergeant regarding how the patrol car sustained those scratches. There are quite a few more supernatural encounters that I personally had experienced in the course of my time in the SPF.
But what if these officers were just did something stupid and then they came up with the story? No, but they had to say a false story in order not to get ridiculed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why would you go through the lengths of making up
a story and then making up another story to cover that made up story?
Yeah.
I get it. It's something that we would do though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, you heard what we came up with. It was fucking grade A acting, guys. Yeah. We deserve a fucking Oscar for that.
Yeah. So what was the oh Michael, let's hear the third story.
So the last story that I have, it was posted on the 18th of December 2004. So that's how long this website has been out, by the way.
Wow.
There's the question posed was, does anyone on here, Malaysian or otherwise, give more details about this story?
Yeah.
Alright. And obviously there were comments after that, and a lot of people were backing the story up, but then also saying that there was a twist to it, so on and so forth. But this is an account that was actually taken by Malaysian news. I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. It says here, nevertheless, there is an incident that happened on the highway that caught the attention of a lot of people. This incident does not happen along any of those crosswind sections, but instead near the tunnel on the northern section of the highway. Before approaching the tunnel, drivers would go through hilly areas. I'm assuming they mean hilly areas, with the hill on one side and a sharp cliff on the other. The sharp bends caused the authorities to put the speed limit down to 80 kilometers an hour. It was about 110 for most of the highway. This story went public the first time when someone called into the radio during a ghost story program. So it wasn't Malaysian news, it was a ghost story program.
Okay.
What makes this story even more interesting are the several calls later from witnesses and relatives to verify the truth of the story. The incident happened with a Malay couple who had a small boy. They were driving along the expressway on a late night. Must have been about past 2 a.m. then. There aren't many private cars on the road at those hours. As they got near the tunnel, their car broke down. Perhaps it's the hilly road, which put a lot of stress on the car, and that caused the car to break down more than anything else. The man stopped his car along the emergency lane and got out of the car to see if there was anything he could do. His wife was sitting at the back of the car with their baby. He got out of the car, opened up the engine, and apparently was doing something there. The wife just waited in the car with their baby. As the engine cover was turned up, so the hood of the car was open, the lady couldn't see what her husband was doing in front, but she could hear a noise. All of a sudden, it goes quiet. She starts to get worried. Perhaps more worried about not being able to get out of there than if there were to be anything wrong with her husband. Then, the baby started crying. She picked up her baby and tried to calm her down. However, the baby kept crying and crying. Afterwards, she noticed 2 police cars drove by, and they slowed down right past her. As she thought they would stop, the police car suddenly sped off. Then she heard a shrieking brake of the police cars ahead. Apparently, the police stopped their cars under the lights of the tunnel about 100 meters ahead of where she was. Then, she started hearing the policemen shouting at her. What they were shouting was to get her out of the car and run towards them. She panicked upon hearing that. Then, worried about her baby and her own safety, she picks up the baby, gets out of the car, and starts running as fast as she could towards the policemen. As she was running, they kept shouting at her, "Hurry! Hurry! Don't look back!" And as she was closer, she was nearly at the policemen, or where they were, she suddenly thought of her husband and decided to turn her head back to take a look while continuing running. That was one of the biggest mistakes she could make. As she turned her head, to her horror, she saw 3 Pontianaks with lots of blood on their mouth. One of them was holding her husband's head and licking off the dripping blood, while 2 others were busy sucking the blood from the man's body. 2 policemen, fearing that she may stop running upon seeing that, rushed towards her and dragged her into one of the police cars. They shot off as fast as they could after that. 7 policemen witnessed this incident. When they arrived, the other police, the man was lying there, headless and bloodless. The police, after interviewing the widow and the 7 policemen who witnessed the incident, decided to close the case. In the radio program, someone called up later to say that he was one of the policemen that were there at the time, while another called up claiming to be the victim's uncle. He said he refused to believe the story and applied for the case to be open for investigation, because he believed it was a murder case. Another caller said his sister, the widow, was distressed after the incident, and he appealed to all listeners to believe that the story is true and to be more careful on the highway.
Damn. Whew. That's a fucking... that's a terrifying...
It's one way to shit the bed.
Yeah. Shit, that's not just terrifying. As I thought too before this podcast could start, right? All of us the only vision I had about this particular ghost or this urban legend was that it's just a plain ghost.
Yeah.
This is like more like sinister creature vibes to it, right?
Yes, sir.
Shit. So it's like more like urban legends, but also like cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's fucking scary.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
Fucking terrifying.
Just imagine, someone like, calls in a live radio show or something and then shares this story. Fuck, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I couldn't
Damn.
fucking imagine being the people in the radio show that fucking heard it.
Yeah. Fuck.
I can't deal with that, bro.
Incredible.
That's a lot.
While there's a lot of stories, and these are some of the true accounts, at least of what we think were, police officers who were sharing the stories of the Pontianak or the Kuntilanak. I've got a few, stories of my own that have been, apparent sightings of the Kuntilanak. But before I talk about the stories of the sightings of the Kuntilanak, there's a fun fact in regards to the Kuntilanak and the Pontianak.
Okay.
The fun fact is that there is actually a city in Indonesia that is named after the ghost. The city is called the city of Pontianak. Locals say that the city was haunted by the Kuntilanak before it was founded. So there's a Sultan Saifir Abdur Rahman supposedly fired cannons into the forest to drive the spirit away. So that's one of, it's like a fun fact. I mean, the whole city, there's an entire city in Indonesia that is named after the ghost, that revolves around.
Exactly.
around
because I heard about that story, or rather the city itself, and I was like, y'all can get fucked, right? Because there's no way, and you know what, us being part of the Western world and part of the Western culture, we know how stupid we can be. Yeah. But there's no way we're stupid enough to name a fucking town
city after
called Slender Man.
Yeah.
I'll kill the motherfucker that named it.
Yeah. Why would you name a city out of,
Who are you? Do you have a death wish?
But would you name a city after just an urban legend, or would you name a city after that because it was such a, such an important...
I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Just because it's a big fucking thing doesn't mean I want people to be like, hey, let's pull up and go see if Pontianak exists. And then all of a sudden all these white tourists show up because they decide to do a little bit of sleuthing and, get their
And then
white...
you have like Comic-Con being held there and everyone's like cosplaying
all of a sudden
Pontianak.
everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Don't know who killed who because all these bitches are dressed in white with long black hair.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Why would you want that?
Why would you want that? But anyway, I've got a few stories of my own.
Okay.
In regards to the Kuntilanak before
shit. Okay.
Yeah. Now, these are true accounts, apparently, in air quotes, right? There was a CCTV footage in Depok, the city in Indonesia, in December 2020. A CCTV recording from a district in Depok City, West Java, went viral. The footage allegedly shows the Kuntilanak hitching a ride on the backseat of a motorcycle at 2 a.m. The rider, a vegetable seller, reportedly fell ill upon reaching the market. Locals believe, for some reason this word local wasn't coming out of my mouth, man. I think it's because my nose is blocked.
All right.
So I said locals. That's gonna be not edited, obviously. Josh won't want that to be edited, but
I would fight tooth and nail to keep this in there.
So locals believed the bridge where this occurred is haunted, especially due to the proximity to bamboo trees, which are traditionally associated with spirits.
Right.
Yeah. So this is one of those true alleged reports of this Kuntilanak. My second story is about a Singaporean national serviceman's experience. A Singaporean serviceman shared an encounter during a guard duty at Tekong. He smelled a sweet fragrance reminiscing of a frangipani flowers emanating from the forest.
I already don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
But carry on.
His Malay colleague recognized this as a sign of the Pontianak's presence, urged him to remain silent and leave the area immediately. And he did. So he was smart. He's not a fuck like us, right? So he left.
Hey, wait, don't lump me in with that shit. You know damn well I would have fucking walked.
Yeah,
no, I would have ran.
Yeah.
Brother, you'd see me, I'd look like the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Like Wile E. Coyote was hot on my ass and I'm gone.
You're gone.
Usain Bolt couldn't catch me.
Yeah, true. There is another incident of the Kuntilanak. It's called the Midnight Run-In in Singapore.
Of course it is.
Another Singaporean recounted going for a midnight run and detecting the scent of frangipani flowers, a common sign of the proximity of a Pontianak. Upon returning home, he discovered long strands of hair on his back despite running alone. Now this could be a story of a guy just cheating on his wife, and when he got caught, that's the story he came up with. Yep. And the frangipani scent on him would probably be the perfume that the lady uses, that he's cheating on with, right? So it could be a true story, or it could be a well cover up of a cheating boyfriend.
Like, I promise you, I swear I was being hunted by the Pontiac. Pontianak, not. It wasn't Gene.
But you know what I feel is silly, is that if you get the scent of frangipanis, and I've owned frangipani trees in my past, right? It doesn't just mean Pontianak. It just means that there could be a fucking frangipani tree near you, bro.
Yeah, but is it native to say Malaysia or something like that?
Hence
no, it is. It is. It makes fucking sense.
And
sorry,
frangipani,
I'm a fucking idiot.
Frangipani.
Delete that. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So but yes, that was one of the encounters. The other encounter in Pontianak, which is actually in the city.
Look, before you carry on.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you finding these stories? Because you know how hard I had to look to get the three I have?
Yeah. I'm the research guy, man.
Clearly, Nat's using the Tor browser.
Yeah.
Jumping onto the black market to get all this information.
Yeah. Black. What is it? Dark web. Yeah. So I got all these stories from the dark web. Yeah.
I need to find out how to get there.
But anyway, there's another encounter in Pontianak, West Kalim. So the place is called Kalimantan. Okay. The city of Pontianak, like I mentioned earlier, is a city actually named after the Kuntilanak. Locals believe that the area was once haunted by the spirit until the Sultan, Sharif Abdul Rahman, fired cannons to drive it away. Even today, some residents report eerie experiences and sightings, especially near the riverbanks. Josh, I'll tell you this story, man. Fuck. Have I told you the story? No, I don't think I've told you the story.
I'm surprised this man still has stories that he hasn't told me, even though we've literally been docking our penises for the last fucking three odd years.
Yeah.
And there are still,
but I think I have.
Still stories he hasn't told me.
But I think I have. So in India, there is like a legend of a woman near the riverbanks. Like you never go near water sources in the night. Yeah. I mean, you would have heard that too. Like, don't go near rivers and stuff like that. I don't know if you've heard that, but near lakes and shit like that, still water, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So now my house was very close to my college, you know?
Yep.
During the construction, when they were blasting these mountains to, you know, to create the buildings, right? There were certain parts of the areas that they had blasted from the mountain itself, which were not used.
Yep.
So they turned into these not natural, but man-made lakes. Now, what happened is, one of my friends, best friends and me, we went there at he would come home at like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the night, you know, and in India we eat our dinners late, right? So we have a dinner at like about 10 o'clock in the night. So after dinner, he came over and he's like, you know what, let's go for a cigarette. And I would have been like 15, 16. So we go and we're like, you know, let's go to the lakeside, like that, whatever, man-made lake. And we'll have a yarn, have a couple of darts and then come back home. So by 11, 12 o'clock, obviously there's no one in that area. It's like hilly. The college is shut down. There's no one there. Yeah. And so we come on this lonely road, and then the road is like not even a road. It's like a footpath. It's a small road leading to the lake. So we park our bike there. It's beautiful. It's like moonlight, and you can hear the water trickle. And
that would be pretty stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and you could hear the water trickle from the top of the mountain into the lake and stuff as well. So it's beautiful. And you could see...
That's very scenic.
It's very scenic, yeah. And you could actually like see the water, the ripples and everything in this shimmering light of the moon, right? And it was beautiful. Like we're having a yarn and stuff like that. Now what happens is both of us see this lady. Now this is, it looked like a tribal, you know the Indian tribals, right? They're called Katkaris. Okay, they're the Indian tribal ladies. But we see this, which we thought was, and now she's not dressed in white or anything. It's just the, you know, in India, in Maharashtra, where I come from, there is this traditional dress called the kashta. Okay, kashti. Okay, it is basically,
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it's basically like a sari, but it's very differently worn. It actually creates like a pajama pants.
Yeah,
with the pleats, right?
Oh, okay, that's
so a
what
lot of the tribal.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's easy to walk. It's easy to climb up mountains and stuff, and women wear it. So we see this silhouette of this woman at the back of us and the lake. So we're like, okay, tribals live on top of the mountain in the village, so maybe she's just, you know, going late home or whatever. Now we see the silhouette of this lady in the kashta or whatever, and I tell my friend, I'm like, hey Chintu, look, I mean, you know, that's fucking weird, but whatever, just ignore her. I hope she's not drunk and comes and attacks us or whatever. Yeah, right?
That's the last thing you fucking need.
And they've got machetes and stuff like that. So they're not known to steal people. Like they won't steal and stuff. They won't, you know. Whatever.
But they will attack.
Yeah, if she feels threatened or whatever, who knows? So we mind our business and we keep smoking, right? Yeah. And suddenly we hear this big splash of water. So I'm like, fuck, did she fucking fall in the water or something? Is she drunk? Like, should we go get help? This splash was like someone actually jumped in the water.
Yep.
And this lake is pretty still, right? And then you see the ripples and stuff. So me and my friend, we run towards the water. To obviously now we need to help. We take our phone torches, put our phone torches on, and we're looking throughout the lake, brother. Nothing, absolutely nothing. There's no struggling person in the water. There's no one drowning. There's no ripples after that. There's nothing. Just fucking like spin drops
still water.
Still. Like there's still the ripples
small
of the,
waves, but
of the effect of the first whatever splash. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we would have searched, and it's a pretty dead end that, you know, it's the back of the mountain is like crushed in this man-made whatever pond, lake. There's nothing there. And me and my friend just looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did you see it? And he said, yeah, man, like obviously that's why I ran to, you know, have a look. Obviously I saw something. And there was nothing, Josh. To be in a situation like that, and it's more like confusion. Like, what happened? Is there a story to that lady? What happened? Did she die? Or was it just our imagination? Was it like hysteria? Like two of us going through the same hysteria? You know, was there weed in the cigarette? Obviously not, because
laced
you know,
with
I
like
tell you, if there was laced with LSD,
angel dust.
Yeah. But there was nothing. There's absolutely there was nothing in the water.
And the lady was nowhere to be seen.
There's nowhere to be seen. That lady was nowhere to be seen.
You reckon she climbed up into a tree and was perched on the top and just waiting for a photo?
I hope not. Shit, that's the last thing I want. But that's my story, bro. And you know, it's amazing that I grew up in a country like that with like these.
I'm really fucking glad I didn't. Yeah. I can't handle that.
It is mysterious, but then as soon as that happened, I looked at my friend and said, Chintu, fuck, I think it's time to go. Because we don't want to hang around there. And apparently there was like always this particular story of, you know, lakes and rivers in India that you don't go swimming in dark waters, because there could be something that could pull you down from the water. Who knows what happens, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Unless you fucking say.
Exactly. So I think like that could be my version of a story of a Kuntilanak in India. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who knows? But I mean, that's my story.
To summarize, you know, the Kuntilanak.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with women in general.
Oh yeah.
But don't go into mysterious places by yourself. Yeah. Don't get out of the fucking car if something creepy happens. Right. Call AAA or whatever your you know, RAC or whatever it is. Yeah. Your insurance company. Call them. Yeah. Get some help. Yeah. You don't want to be alone in this situation. Right. And also, carry some holy water. Carry something. Protect yourself.
If you're specifically going on like lonely roads and stuff, I reckon you should pray.
Whether you believe these stories or not, obviously take everything with a grain of salt. And if you do believe them, tell us why you believe them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, give us a reason. Well, like, what is it about these stories?
Yeah.
That made you go, fuck, that's kind of concerning.
Right.
You know, and that's pretty much it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. My final thoughts are the reason why we talk about urban legends from different countries specifically. We've done like La Llorona, right? We've done like a few stories that are based culturally. We do these stories to highlight cultural richness of different countries, and it's not just a ghost story. It also highlights like the rich culture that these places have. So if you've got your own stories, comment. Send us your stories. We'll be more than happy to give you a shout out and read your stories on the podcast for others to listen to. But you know what, other than that, Josh, you know what time it is?
I'm not even gonna wait anymore. Stop for a smoke break, motherfuckers. Let's get the fuck out of here, because I don't want to fuck with these crazy angry white women anymore. Deuces.